All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is our monthly short-term and midterm rental mastermind call that Erin and I host together. And we do these calls for a few different reasons. All of my students are invited to the call, everyone who's a student with the Halo Method Arbitrage System that I teach. And then Erin and I are partners with another coaching program as well, where we do virtual summits. And then also anyone in our EXP organization as well. So that's who is on the call. And a lot of us have a lot of properties. And so we like to get on together and just really collaborate with each other, mastermind certain topics. And so today we're going to be focused on insurance for short-term and midterm rental properties. And then I'm going to go into a little bit of ChatGPT, and it sounds like Erin just learned some more about ChatGPT and AI as well. So that's kind of the direction of our calls. So Erin, do you want to take it away?
Sure. Well, let me go ahead and introduce. We've got Chris and Kevin here from Steadily. For those of you who were on our call last month, I think we asked you and you said, yes, you would love to learn more about landlord insurance. So Steadily is really cool because they do short-term rentals, mid-term rentals, and also long-term rental landlord insurance. We also love them because most of you on this call are real estate agents, or you've told us that you're interested in becoming an agent. And Steadily has an incredible affiliate program where if you refer other people to their insurance product, you can earn up to $250 per lead. That's $250 per lead. So thanks, Chris and Kevin. I actually got my statement today, and this month I made almost $1,500 from Steadily, which is sort of stupidly a lot of money. Thanks, guys. So we've got a really fun affiliate link for you if you're also interested in referring landlord insurance. We'll drop that in the chat for you, but we wanted to put these guys in front of you to teach you a little bit more if you have questions about landlord insurance, especially when it comes to short-term and midterm rentals. So maybe, do you guys want to just introduce yourself really quickly? And then Amanda, do you want to start there, or did you want to talk about ChatGPT first?
Let's start with them, and then we do need to end at exactly 4 o'clock today. Let's start with the insurance. We can dig into that, and then I can go into some ChatGPT after that.
Awesome.
Sounds good. Okay, so I'll jump in first, and then Kevin, who's the smarter of the two, can jump in and talk more about insurance. So my name is Chris Cheatham. I'm Vice President of Partnerships at Steadily, and I just like signing up people and paying them money for sending us insurance leads. That's basically my job. It's the easiest job in the world. Kevin has the harder job trying to explain all this landlord insurance stuff to people. So if you want to join our program, like Erin, it would be awesome if you did. And it is so super easy. Literally, I can get you launched in like 3 minutes. And then there you go. Erin just posted the link to the form where just add your information there. And then we have this automated email that will come from me saying, great, just reply that you want to join. And then we'll get you launched. And you will then get a co-branded page that that you can use. And you just send that page to someone and they can get an insurance quote in 4 minutes. And everyone moves on with their lives, gets the insurance they need, and stops thinking about it because nobody actually wants to think about insurance, except for when you get your check every month from me that is for the leads that you sent over. So it actually does work. I promise you, like, you can get money out of this. You might as well. And then Kevin, you want to talk just a little bit about landlord insurance and how you're slinging it all over the country?
So Kevin Torres here, agent over here. And Chris does the fun part to send me people. And I like to learn about just everything where the property is located, because every state's different, type of property. There's so many questions to get a quote, but really it's fun learning why they have the property, and then learning their story helps me insure it better. So it's kind of easier. There's no cookie cutter approach of, oh, you have a home here, it's XYZ. There's so many things to protect: contents, type of tenants, you name it. So there's just so much stuff to really cover.
And Kevin, could you educate us all a little bit on that, right? So as real estate agents, I think we like to be consultative with our clients. And so, for instance, I just had one of my short-term rental owners, we went through a flood in Fort Lauderdale.
Ooh.
And we learned the hard way that she did not have contents coverage and she did not have loss of income coverage. So what are some of the big things that we as agents should be thinking about? And, you know, great. We get to send over that link for Steadily, but how can we give these folks a heads up and point them in the right direction so that when they get on the phone with you, they're asking the right questions?
Yeah, so that's a scary part. I hope that ended well. I like to ask the client essentially how important is the home to you, and I like to paint the picture of if I'm a tenant, because of course they're not there, and I use the same analogy because it's easy because I'm a guy. I'm grilling with my buddies and we light the house on fire. Do you care enough to fully rebuild it? Do you want your couches? Do you want the appliances? So it's more, it could be the most expensive thing they pay for but never use, but still it's the peace of mind at night. And so I like to just really illustrate, if this is your first home, if it's your 15th home, how much have you put into it? And I know it's the big what if, because everyone thinks, oh, nothing will happen. Like a lot of people don't even insure their properties, but if they do it the right way, then they have, the contents, loss of income, what else? Of course, liability if they get hurt. And there's like the small stuff, water backup for old homes, flood, of course. But I ideally just like to ask, when you bought this home, when it's yours, if it's destroyed tomorrow, what's the most important thing to protect? Because they don't think it that way. They just think, oh, I have a home, whatever happens, happens. But if you lose it tomorrow, how much money is that? You could potentially be losing too business-wise.
Okay, that's helpful. I do have more questions, but who here has questions before I ask more?
I would
Okay.
like you to clarify, because I know someone on this call has a question about this, but can you clarify the type of insurance needed for someone who is just co-hosting a property versus someone who is arbitraging a property versus someone who is purchasing a property to use as a, let's just say short-term, let's just talk short-term rentals first.
Yeah. So the easiest one is the landlord. If they own the property, but then Chris lives in my house, he's the tenant. He stays there for 2 nights, 6 nights, a year, a month, etc. Then that's the dwelling policy. It's a fancy phrase, a DP3, which is replacement. Or there's a dwelling basic, which is cash value, which is essentially if I bought the property for 100 grand, but it's worth 400 grand, I'll insure it for 100 grand just to get that back. But landlords, the simple one of I own it, Chris lives in it, doesn't own it, so protect that entire risk. Arbitrage is different, and we used to do that, but not anymore because it's really more
Kevin,
complex.
actually, let me make a comment. We actually do arbitrage now. So we have an agent that is trained on it, and we relaunched it. So that is now a actual product offering that we're making again.
Okay. Yeah, because I was one of the agents to do it. But that's the simple one of, well, not simple, but I live in this home, so I rent my home right now in Kansas City. So I would basically lease my lease to Chris or sublease it. So I'm insuring basically him living there, but I don't own it, he doesn't own it. So it's kind of double risk, because if something happens that he's doing, could be my fault, could be his fault, etc. If that makes sense. Those are more unique and more tough, I think, because it's no ownership. So there's not a lot of coverage involved. It's mainly liability and contents. That's really all you can insure at that time. If that answers that one.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Amanda, we really hadn't found anybody who did arbitrage insurance, right?
Well, I mean, I just have like a commercial liability policy, right? And that's been working for us. So yeah, I mean, I didn't know if you guys had any better options.
Yeah, we're always working with it. My VP Datha tried a trial run, found some markets, and of course the market always goes nuts with prices, so we're trying to tweak it. But yeah, it's a really big industry, so we're trying to get into it. It's just don't want to overcharge people. So it's alive, but not, because our previous carrier was super expensive and was just not feasible. And so we're kind of on the back end of it. So it's not fully active, but I'm working with our VP to kind of get it back active.
Cool.
Any questions?
Sorry. The co-hosting, I'll be completely honest, I don't think I understand what that is or know what you're talking about. I think I do, but not really.
I actually do know co-hosting. I can jump on this one and help you, Kevin. So we actually work with Pad Split for example, as a referral partner who is a co-hosting company. And we definitely can tailor policies to work for co-hosting. Yeah, it's actually not that complicated. It's a lot like a long-term rental policy. Yeah, so we do that all the time and had a lot of success, even in Florida, by the way. And Florida is like the trickiest state of all right now for insurance. So we can even do co-hosting in Florida. We see it a lot in Georgia. I've actually been looking at buying a co-hosting house here in Kansas City because I think it's super interesting. We have a lot of affordable housing issues. And so it's a great way to solve those kinds of problems.
That's really cool and great to hear. And hey, guys on this call, ladies and guys, that's just another source of revenue for you. So if you know anybody who's doing arbitrage or co-hosting outside of landlord insurance, definitely keep Steadily in mind.
Yep.
And that's really cool and good to learn. Chris, you and I talked a little bit about this, but could you just speak to the group? Are there any states that you don't insure?
No, we do all 50 states. So Steadily has a really interesting model that works particularly in the current kind of insurance climate. So if you're not paying close attention to insurance, it's getting very tricky. Like all states pulled out of California, for example. I just read about Travelers pulling back some of their coverages or some of their policies. So like bigger insurance carriers are getting nervous. The way that Steadily set up, and this is very fortuitous for us, we have both our insurance policy that we can issue as a MGA, that's the technical term. So we're in, I believe, 28 states with that insurance policy. And in the other states where we're not issuing our insurance policy, we are an insurance agent, just like you all are realtors. And we can issue other insurance policies from other insurance carriers. So there's about 40 carriers, 40 plus carriers that we work with, and we're constantly adding to that list. It actually is great because it allows people like Kevin to then go find, frankly, the best price, right? It's not always going to be the Steadily policy that we're sending you. Florida is a great example. We'll go and get other carrier policies to issue in those particular states. So we're nationwide. That's why I am very comfortable adding every single one of you as a partner if you'd like, because we have coverages in your state. And most of the time, honestly, we are the best price. Like it's very rare that I see us lose on price. And it's because it's not just our policy, it's 40 other carriers out there.
Love it. Any insurance questions, guys? What do you guys have going on? Do you have properties right now? Are you struggling with your insurance needs? Do you have clients? We're all real estate agents. Do you have clients that you could refer insurance to? Do you have any questions with that? Y'all are a quiet group today. This
I do have a tip for everyone. If you're selling property, if you're a realtor in Florida, the second half of this year is going to be very dicey on the insurance side. Even with the policies that you have, they're going to go up in price. And that's just because everyone is increasing the prices. California is going to probably be the same, and parts of Louisiana as well. So just something to keep in mind. There's going to be some difficult conversations. Kevin.
Hurricane season, June to November, people.
Yep. Yeah.
I had a real life example with the carrier in Florida. I tried to quote it 2 weeks out. Their premium changed by $300
Wow.
because they're anticipating that rate hike.
Okay.
How often?
Florida's.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Lived in South Florida for 9 years, June to November, and I'm in Mexico, June to November. Here we go.
Hopefully not this year. We need to avoid hurricanes this year in Florida because that would be really tricky. I hope it's a very good season for you all, not a bad one.
Yeah, no, but I understand why it flip-flops from people don't know, they don't know the month, right? June to November. So, that's what's about to happen. So get your people in as quick as you can.
How often do you suggest having people kind of reevaluate their insurance or like to try to get different like price quotes?
I would say every 6 months, probably, depending on the state. Just because, I mean, we get an update almost monthly of carriers dropping out of California lately and Florida. So the tough weather states, probably every 6 months. But if you're like Ohio or Tennessee or Georgia, probably not too crazy. But even though me saying this, I'll probably lose sales. But yeah, you should probably check every 6 to 8 because just rates always change. So always losses somewhere.
One thing I learned about Steadily actually yesterday that was pretty neat is that like there's always a question of, as an insurance agency, when do you reshop coverage if a policy is coming up to expire? And the lazy thing to do is never to reshop it, just keep it where it's at because that's the least amount of work. We actually, if a policy goes up beyond the, what is it, the amount of inflation increase that would occur, just like the standard inflation increase, then we automatically go and reshop it. So I was pretty excited to hear that because that annoys me when I used to have a company, if I didn't get a reshop policy, I was always really annoyed. So we do that proactively.
Mm-hmm.
And I see Kathleen has opened her camera. Let's do a congratulations to Kathleen. She just signed her very first arbitrage deal.
Nice.
Nice.
Very excited. I was actually going to ask just a question about that. So I'm starting to look for insurance. So the lease starts on July 1st. And I guess it sounds like it just is a liability coverage and contents coverage. Is that correct?
So is it, yeah, mainly just liability for the client. And then if they have, contents in there, then that's kind of the main thing.
Okay. And you guys do that? So I can contact you to get a quote?
So
Maybe.
Honest answer, it's on hold because
Okay.
our markets are just so overpriced. I don't want to lie to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on hold.
Okay.
Kathleen, I can send you my person. I mean, I'm not in love with them or anything, but they get the job done. So once Steadily gets going, then we'll be sending everything over to them. Awesome. All right. Anything else?
I'm just going to mention 3 people signed up already for the affiliate for the partner program. So that's awesome. Like for real, I will send you money if you send us leads. It's not made up. So click that link. It is like literally free money. Yeah.
Can
Makes
we
all of
share
our-
that link with some property managers that we know?
Absolutely. 100%.
Perfect. All right. Awesome. So I think if we're done with the insurance talk, I guess we can jump into the AI talk if you guys want to. I put in the chat message here, what do you guys want to learn? I see Maria said the relocation guide. Anything else that you feel like you need right now in your business?
Well, and I guess I just want to add a comment, Amanda. You and I, as we sat down to think about how we grow this, I watched as you went into ChatGPT to start to put together some language about what this short-term rental, mid-term rental mastermind is. And then from a call that I just came off of with a bunch of short-term rental vacation managers, we were talking about ChatGPT. And basically one of the things I was hearing is like, I put everything in there. And I just have to say that is very kind of mind-blowing for me because it's not the first thought I have. So if you could also just talk a little bit about that, right? Like, I think it's such a great question. What do we want to learn? But what are we not even thinking about that ChatGPT can do for us?
Everything.
There it is.
I mean, seriously, I'll share my screen with you guys and we'll kind of walk through this whole thing. But I want you to think about ChatGPT. Well, first off, does everyone know what we're talking about when we say ChatGPT? Okay. ChatGPT is an AI that came out a few months ago. It's pretty crazy at the ability that it has to do pretty much everything for you. So it is. Don't take everything that you find on ChatGPT to be truth, okay? Because it's still the internet and it's a robot that is actually having a conversation with you and helping you with this. But I do want to walk you through this. And I think the best way to walk you through this kind of stuff is just to show you, okay? So I saw here that, well, Aaron, you were mentioning what else can it do for you? I'll go through, I mean, if you look over here, like I have literally had conversations with ChatGPT about everything. I mean, what is the best iPad teleprompter? It told me exactly, right? Furnished homes in Raleigh. This is a whole a marketing campaign I was doing. I run a traveling realtor Facebook group. I was getting all of my posts from my traveling realtor Facebook group, how to inspire real estate agents to travel more. It gave me all of the posts for that. Inviting real estate agents to events, selling my car. It even wrote me a post on like what I needed to do to sell my car and like what the ad would be for my car. So I have this, I've named this one CC, writing property descriptions for me. I have an interactive learning platform, so it's helping me with all of my scripts. So this, it really will do anything for you, okay? And I'll start off with this. If you have a short-term or mid-term rental company, and if you have any relocation clients coming in at all, or if you're trying to attract relocation clients like I am, having a relocation guide is really important. And so this can serve as a lead magnet. So let's do some ones right now because I already have mine. So who wants me to do their relocation guide right now?
Do Nashville.
Nashville. All right. So we've pulled up ChatGPT. Now 3.5 it's free. This whole thing is free, honestly. The only thing about the 3.5 is that it's really, really fast, but it's not as precise in my opinion, with some of the answers. And then with 4, you actually can do some plugins. So you can have it plug in to Bing for internet searches, which that's a whole nother training. I'm not even going to go there because there's people on this call that this is the first time that you're seeing this. So don't worry about any of that. We're going to go simple and we're just going to do 3.5. So I'm going to say I am let's just say midterm rentals. Whoops. Can't type today. Our perfect avatar. Who's your perfect avatar?
Families relocating from out of state to the Nashville area.
Wouldn't it be from California?
That would be my favorite.
That's your story. So Angie's story is she relocated from California to Nashville, Tennessee, and she stayed in a midterm rental. So I think niching down into that market and really talking to that avatar, which was you, so you can speak to them from an honest point, right? That's going to be something that you could brand yourself around and do a lot of marketing around because you can speak to that really well. And I want all of you to be thinking about that too for your own market. So our perfect avatar is families relocating to Tennessee from California. I want to create. The more you feed this, the better your response is going to be. And if I wasn't showing you guys like this would probably be 2 paragraphs. Okay. So just whenever you're doing this, give them all of the information. All right. So for now, we've just got, I'm a relocation expert in Nashville, Tennessee. I own 20 midterm rentals that are fully furnished. We offer all utilities in our rent. Our perfect avatar is families relocating to Tennessee from California. I want to create a relocation guide to use as a lead magnet. Can you give me an outline?
Yeah. Wait. Before you do that, make it's RELO, reload guide, not REDO.
Oh, a redo guide.
Because
okay.
that will mess with your answer.
Yeah, well, a redo guide. All right, let's see what it comes up with here. So this should be giving us, I need to restart. Hold on. I think I have to, oh no, it's good. Okay. All right. So here we go. It's giving us the intro, welcome message, all this. I don't know why it's so slow right now. I'm using 3.5. It's telling you to do a getting to know Nashville. So this is going to be an overview of Nashville, the attractions, all of that, introduction to different neighborhoods, suburbs. So what I do in this getting to know Nashville section, I'll show you. This is not where I leave it. I take each of these, like sometimes I'll take like just one sentence, and then I'll have ChatGPT give me all of the info about that. So let's just say different neighborhoods in the city, right? So I'm going to say, I want to do, yeah. Okay, so we'll do that. And then getting to Nashville, the housing and rental market. So overview, and you'll literally just take what I just did and do that for each of these as well. For the schools, yeah, it's going to give you this, but if you go through and you copy that and you tell it to go into depth on this, it's actually going to give you the websites and everything that you're going to be able to put into the reload guide, so that your clients will be able to click on that and go directly to whatever government site or school site or whatever it is that they need to do their research on for the school systems. Same thing with healthcare and medical facilities. I've had this go through and bullet point out all of the different hospitals in my area, all of the different everything healthcare. I mean, I'm in Raleigh, so there's a lot of healthcare here. So I have a ton of that in mind. So as you can see, it's giving you a lot of stuff. And right here, I asked it to go into depth on this one thing. So introduction to the different neighborhoods. So it's doing that. And then I love these because this is, you could write blogs about these. You could create all kinds of social media content. You could do videos about these. I know Joelle's doing videos about different neighborhoods and stuff, which is working really well for YouTube. So you could do something about downtown Nashville, East Nashville, the Gulch, wherever that is, 12 South. So these are all the different neighborhoods, and you could even go like more in depth, right? So you can even say, can you give me more info on F? All right, so this is Green Hills. It actually knows what F is. All right, there's a lot of neighborhoods there. So yeah, so F is Green Hills. So then this is going to give you a more in-depth overview of the upscale friendly neighborhood about Green Hills. And it's known for its tree-lined streets and high-end shopping and all of this stuff. So you pick and choose what you want to use for that. Does that make sense? Do you guys have questions on that? All right, I'll show you something else here. So same thing for, let's just see, housing and rental market. So you can copy this entire section here. You can say, oops, I'm a real estate agent, and I want to promote my services as their buyer's agent in this chapter. Please add my info in, and also go into detail of buying a home in Tennessee, whatever you want to say. Okay. So again, it's coming through and it's giving you, the overview of the housing market, providing the analysis of the current market, highlighting the growth and stability of the Nashville market, the information on the different housing opportunities. So let's see, it's got all that, housing, different types. Introduce the concept of the fully furnished midterm rentals as an alternative housing option for families relocating to the area. overview of the home buying process in Tennessee and the role of a buyer's agent. You can put all of that in there, which would explain the process of them purchasing a home. Because keep in mind, you know, when these people come, I know that we dealt with this when people were buying in North Carolina. We have a due diligence fee here, which is a non-refundable deposit. And most states don't have that. And so they were coming here and they're like, what is this due diligence crap, you know, or a non-refundable deposit? And then it got up to be 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. And people are like, are you crazy? But that's the law here. So it's really important. It was important for us to let people understand that, yeah, there's a due diligence and there's an earnest money. It's not just earnest money. Like, I think California is just earnest money. So, telling them all about that. And then also introducing yourself as a reliable and experienced buyer agent in the Nashville area. And so just adding all of your info in there and how you can help them. And I would add your story in. If you look at my relocation guide, the very first few pages is our story. And Angie, you have an amazing story. And so I would
Can't wait to show you the website. We're launching the website like any minute. And it's got it all. We've been mimicking everything. I love. Thank you.
I cannot wait to see it. That's awesome. All right. Well, there's your reload guide.
And Amanda, can you talk about what you do next, right? So this is obviously like really great copy. So then how do you get it into its next format to start sharing with your guests?
So a few different ways. I would take all of this, depending on what you're trying to produce. What I do is I go through and I take all of this and I put it into Canva. And then within Canva, I have my assistant go in and create whatever it is that we're building. So whether it's a guide or a workbook or a PowerPoint or whatever it is. I mean, you could do this if you're doing, maybe you're doing a training on people moving from California to Tennessee and what all that entails. You can actually ask it to give you an outline of what needs to be on each slide of your PowerPoint as well. So it's going to give you that entire outline. And then you take that, you put it into a PowerPoint, you have someone make it pretty for you. And then that's your entire presentation. And then as far as your marketing, so I would use this exact same chat because it understands kind of where you were going with this. And I would say, please write me a blog Okay, so the title of the blog is going to be Relocating to Nashville from California. Your ultimate guide is here. And then this is your blog. I mean, yes, you're going to have to go in and do a few edits, right? Make it sound like a human wrote it. But it does a pretty dang good job. So are you a family considering a move from California to the vibrant city of Nashville, Tennessee? Look no further. Our team of relocation experts is here. So you can go through and read that. You could do this for your own. I hope you have ChatGPT up right now on your own computer and you're playing with it as well as we go along. But this, I literally just copy these and then I send them over to my assistant. You can go to Fiverr, whatever you want to do. And then just add a picture to it and then post it to your website as a blog. And then when you have blogs, you can even tell it that you want to insert the keywords in this blog. So here's another, this is a good tip. All right. What keywords okay, I got Google. What keywords would my avatar use on Google when looking to possibly move to Nashville? Okay, so it's going to give us all those. Relocating to Nashville from California, moving to Nashville with family, best neighborhoods in Nashville for families, affordable housing in Nashville, schools in Nashville. These are all your keywords. This is what people is searching on Google, okay, when they're thinking about moving to Nashville. All right, be nice to it.
all your blog posts too, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you. Please rewrite the blog to include as many of these keywords as possible. Okay, so it's going to rewrite, and it's going to have the majority of those in. So it's going to have the relocating to Nashville step-by-step guide, your best neighborhoods, your affordable housing. It's going to touch on all of those. That's actually pretty genius at what it did. So it took all of those keywords and it made bullet points about them, which is genius. So this is your blog, and Angie, I'm going to send all of this to you. So
I love you.
so you'll have this as your blog. Like I said, go in, read it, add some stuff to it, add your personal information, maybe some of your personal story. I know I do that to my blogs. And then okay, please write a social media post to drive traffic to my blog. And here's your post. Here's your social media posts. So you can post this in for your Tennessee furnished rentals, I think it is. So you could post this in for there. And then what I would do is I would take the link to the blog which links over to your website. Okay. Because remember, this goes onto your website. It's SEO. That's the Google, right? So you would take this, you would post your link to the website and then post it to your social media channels. But then you're not going to stop there. You're going to go in and you're going to share that post with all of the different groups on Facebook. So you're going to have the Leaving California group. You're going to have Leaving West Coast. You're going to have Moving to Tennessee. You're going to have all of those different groups on Facebook, which you need to go, whatever market you're in, you need to go join those groups because those are your honey holes for your marketing.
And Amanda, one of the things that we did last week or that you showed me how to do too was to prompt ChatGPT to use a tone. So can you talk a little bit more about that too?
Yeah, absolutely. So once ChatGPT understands your tone, which it can understand your tone, but only if you do a paid version. So paid version is $20 a month. And that will get you that 4.0 version. It will also allow you to put the plugins and everything in. And it remembers all of your chats. So everything I've done on ChatGPT is over here. And I go back to a lot of these because I've already programmed it, right? So let's see. Which one? Let's see what this one says. All right, so here, this is me programming it. I run a Facebook group called Traveling Realtors, and I want to post content about realtors who travel the world. I want to inspire them to travel and show my travels too. I'll be leaving for safari in Africa this weekend, and I want to post about it. What should I post? The intention of this group is to get people dreaming and thinking that they need to create multiple streams of income, but I don't want to start out with that. So literally, it goes through, it tells me what I need to post about. Please write about it's all of this stuff. You just program it and then you can just keep asking it questions and keep having conversations with it. But I didn't say it in there. What you could say here is, please rewrite this in let's see, what tone is this being written in a less salesy tone and more about I don't know, what should I put there? Being grateful or
providing information or being helpful or something like that. Yeah.
I think helpful is a good word for it.
Are you noticing that this is more up to date now? Because I know in the beginning you guys said that it's kind of 2 years behind.
It still is with the content, but all of us are feeding it information. So everything that we're feeding it, it's remembering.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but this kind of stuff, it doesn't matter. I mean, you look at it and you're like, okay, well, this, you could use this at any point in time. So planning a move from California to Nashville, we're here to help. You know, this is going to talk to those types of people. Discover our comprehensive relocation guide, created exclusive. It's more directed towards families. And you just keep going from here, you know. Now, please rewrite to drive them to the guide and be, let's see what it says. And be forceful. Attention, families, right? So you could just keep playing with it until you get it into whatever you want to come across. And if you really want it to write in your words, you can upload, if there's anything that you've written, like if you've written a chapter in a book, or if you've written your own blog or anything like that, then you can upload that. And then you could say, okay, this is my tone. I want you to remember the way that I write, the way that I talk. And from now on, I want you to write everything in my tone. So you could do that as well.
Well, Amanda, I have a question for you, because I think that's really cool. If I was able to like I have a lot of LinkedIn posts that I did. If I downloaded those, could I upload those in bulk and be like, train on these writings for the tone? Does it do anything like that? Or how would you train, I guess, the tone like you were just talking about based on your writings?
You'd have to have a paid one, and then you would just start a new chat. And
Okay.
then within that new chat, you would upload that, and you would just say like, hey, this is some stuff that I've personally written. And I want you to remember my style, I guess my style of writing for everything going forward.
Cool. I'm going to play with that this afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really, I mean, I probably lost some of you, but I tried to keep it like as simple as possible. There's a lot to this. And yeah, we've got to learn it and use it. So we have a few minutes. Any questions?
Okay, which one is the paid one? The 4?
Well, you think you can still get 4 for free, but if you do paid, you get all the plugins, and then the biggest thing about paid is that it saves all of your conversations.
Yeah,
That's the big difference.
Okay.
On that bottom part, like right above where you were typing, it has like regenerate, and then there's like those little boxes. One look like Adobe something. What are those? These right here, right above it, right by, yeah, those ones.
That's if you wanted to generate, like download a PDF or anything. This is all new stuff actually. Export Markdown. I'm not sure. I haven't played around with those.
Okay, so I'm guessing if you didn't have the paid version, this is how you can take the stuff out, I'm guessing, potentially.
Actually, that just exported a document into my computer. It's a PNG document.
Okay.
So I guess this is ways to save that. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise you can just copy and paste it into wherever you want.
Okay, that would kind of suck.
Yeah, I've just been I copy the entire thing though.
Okay.
I'll copy the entire thing and then I'll paste it into Word. I think they fixed it, but I was having to paste it into like notes and then repaste into Word, so it didn't have like that black background on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What else, guys? Are you blown away or what? You can push a lot of content. This is stuff that, would take weeks, sometimes months to create. And we're creating it in a matter of minutes.
It's awesome. The one thing that I was having an issue with was trying to find like current companies that were moving here or jobs, everything that was like happening right now to try to attract people. That's why I was asking, how current are you seeing it?
So if you do the paid version, come over to come over to plugins, and you're going to have to upload some plugins.
Whoa.
let's see what would I do here? You probably have to upload some plugins that would actually give you like more tech, like more information on companies coming in. So I don't know what kind of plugins that would be, but there's there's hundreds of plugins that you can insert. I mean, look at this. There's like Zapier, there's all kinds of stuff here. So you could either try with the plugins, or you could try with the Bing, and then that'll be using Bing search as well to help you. But I think I would go plugins. So play around with that a little bit, but that'll give you some more up to date because it's coming off the internet.
Gotcha.
Maybe.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Ange.
No, I just said thank you.
Oh, I was looking at like the free plan versus the plus, and it says like available when demand is low for the free plan, and then like when demand is high, that was like the upgrade. Have you ever had issues with the demand stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was free, I definitely got in there sometimes and it was like, oh, we're maxed out, check back later.
That's funny. Okay.
Yeah. So
I was going to say, Amanda, maybe next time you can show us what you're doing with that Zillow plugin.
absolutely. Yeah, that'll be the next tip.
I was going to ask about the plugins, but I won't ask.
I know, and I have a call right now at 4:00. So thank you guys for joining us. Sorry, we had a rough start today, but hopefully it was valuable for you. And if you are already in one of our groups, Halo, STR to Wealth, or our EXP group, questions, put them into our community chat groups. And if you're here as a guest, thank you for coming. And if you have any questions, just reach out to whoever invited you to this call, and we'll help you. All right, guys. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.